Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh Hashem, El Shai, Hashem, Rakakwada, Shalom to the 144,000, and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. And I'm going to entitle this video, Isaiah 14, verse 2, pursuant to or per the Bible Hub. So we're going to go and translate this and see what they say. Anyway, I was inspired to make this video based upon some of this video that I was watching, not the whole thing. And I tried to make a video like 2 hours ago, and I kept getting technical difficulty, so I just shut the computer down, started back up. Still was acting up. It took a while to reboot. You know, I went and did a couple of things. So 2 hours later, here I am. So I just want to play the parts that I listened to. I'm going to start at 444. I didn't know it was going to pop here. I just picked any random place. And then we're going to go into Isaiah 14. Because right now you have this so-called Genesis group. They teach, but I didn't watch the video. I'm not going to waste my time watching the video. Maybe somebody can say something on it. I'm not going to watch 2 hours to get what they're saying or not saying, whatever the case may be. But they're pretty much saying that Revelation 13 and 10, really 9 and 10, that where the other Israelite camps are breaking it down wrong. So anyway, let me just go ahead and let this play.
Saints are, the word saints means holy. You know, what made us holy? The law, statutes, and commandments that joined us to the Heavenly Father. So it says, let the saints be joyful in glory. What is the glory? The glory is the kingdom of heaven. Then it says,
this is one of the go-to scriptures. You can go to other scriptures, but this is one of the go-to scriptures that show you that the saints, the Israelites are the saints. If you're not an Israelite, you're not a saint. Saint just goes back to the word Latin, Santa, like you have the term Santa Biblia, which is Holy Bible. Saint, Santa means holy, clean.
For all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of the Lord. Right? It says, let them sing aloud upon their beds. Why? Because this is the time when we be able to rejoice, be able to rest. This is not our rest. We were just speaking before we hit the button. We were talking about how the curses are undefeated. You know, and no matter where you go, you know, the curses are there. You know, actually listen to Hard Times, you know, by Run DMC, right? And he said hard times in life, hard times in death. You know, and I said, well, the curses are undefeated. You know, curse shall thou be will not come us in, curse shall thou be will not go us out. You know? So that's why there's a rest. The scriptures say there remaineth a rest for the people of the Most High. Do you want to say something? All right, so it says, verse 6.
Yeah, it says, let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand.
Right, because this is the time of vengeance. We can't, the scriptures speak about in James how the rich, they do all this wickedness, you know, towards us, and there's nothing we could do. We can't resist them. You know, there's nothing we could do. We can't fight against it. There's nothing. We can't, you know, say, you know what, we're tired of this shit. You know, we're going to, you know, come up against this devil and take him out. No, that ain't going to happen. We don't possess that type of power, you know. So we have to just wait. That's what the scriptures say, you know, give place unto vengeance to the Lord. You know, so I'm just merely paraphrasing. All right, go ahead.
To execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people.
Right, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people. And this is a future prophecy. And this is what's going to happen. Why? Because the nations, including the Edomites, the so-called white men, are going to go.
Yeah, they didn't go up there and told you Psalms 149 is a future prophecy concerning the people that oppressed us. Number one on the list, all nations, well, there's a list of nations that came against us, starting with the Egyptians and got the Babylonians, Assyrians, and so forth. So they're all going to go into captivity under us. But the number one nation that's going to go into captivity is the nation that rules over us now and rules over the whole world. which are the Edomites, the elite of the Edomites. And you, average, everyday Joe Schmo Edomite, you're going to go into captivity too, because you're part of that lineage. You're part of the seed. You're a son of Esau. So in order for you to qualify for going into captivity, is being one of these nations. And if you're going to be any nation, the last nation you want to be is Edomite.
Into slavery, into captivity. You know, you have these boneheads out there now that are trying to ride in what's his name, Vocab's spirit, you know, with that Revelation 13 and 10. Well, those guys are straight up rebels. I didn't even watch the video. I saw the thumbnail with Revelation 13 and 10 don't mean that, or something like that. I didn't even watch it because
Didn't I just say that? Didn't I say that 2 minutes ago? I didn't even watch it. And he's talking about Genesis.
They knew what they
You got to watch them guys closely. You know, you got to watch them like we watched Tazadakia transform into the God sent comforter, and dumbass motherfuckers believed him.
We're gonna go with it, you know. But you know what? Just because I said it, I'm gonna go back and watch it. You know, and pretty much what Vocab is saying.
Well, when you watch it, you tell me about it, because I'm not gonna watch it. You take the part, go to the minute mark where they said what they had to say. Give me the meat of the video. Cause I'm not gonna sit there for an hour and a half watching some BS.
Is that those that are slated to be put to death or be put to death, those that are slated to go into slavery will go into slavery. Well,
that's Esau. It was in the midst of the Roman Empire. Why was John the Apostle on the Isle of Patmos? Because he was sentenced to the Isle of Patmos on assault. It was a island of salt. It was salt mines, and he had to you know, however he did it, gather salt or whatever. That was his, and that's how they imprisoned you back then. You know, it's not like a penitentiary. You go upstate, whatever. They put you on the island, and if you escape, you get eaten by sharks or whatever. It's in the middle of nowhere. So he was actually, you know, confined to that island. So they put us in slavery. The Lord is telling them, look, the people that put you in slavery, which are the Romans, in which the Hamashiach, when he read Isaiah 61, it was talking about freeing the prisoner. When he said he come to free the prisoner are the Israelites under the Roman Empire, not so much the Israelites that were over here in the Americas. So they said, oh, he's a Messiah, and they knew that when the Messiah came, the Messiah came during the time of the Romans, that means he's going to take down the Romans. Nope. There's two parts of the Roman Empire. We're in the Roman Empire, part 2.
The brother Benji from the Chicago camp did a lesson that
brother Elder Benji, he been in this thing for years. Brother from Chicago, he came to the house. Very mannered. What's the word? Well-mannered brother. Well-mannered brother. Because when he left, I remember it as like it was yesterday. He looked at me and he said, "Thank you." He said to me, "Thank you for your hospitality." Ain't none of you brothers said that. when Dallas came, they won't even ask to go to the bathroom. They just go to the bathroom. I said, "What kind of shit is this?" I'm just messing with y'all. But the elder Yashawamba did ask, "Can I go to the bathroom?" We got brother Bishop Sakaran. He been coming to my house for years. Matter of fact, the TV that I'm watching, he purchased that for me, which is a 13-year-old flat screen, which works beautifully. And that motherfucker ain't dying no time soon. I wish it would die so I can get a. It's not even a smart TV, but he would every week. Can I go to the bathroom? I said, yeah, you know. I'll say no, you know. But anyway, the elder out of Chicago, Benji, he's a scripture man. He gonna open up his mouth, scripture's gonna come out. Good deep scriptures too. But anyway, he mentioned him, you know. So, you know, big up to that elder, which he's not a brother. He's an elder. Okay.
So we have gone into captivity. We have been killed by the sword. So now it's your turn. You know. So no matter how you slice it, no matter how you try to,
All of them that came against us, and how do you think they overcame us? Through the sword, through the weapons, through the war machine. If you didn't comply, you got killed. So, if the Babylonians, that's in Daniel 7, it said the rest of the beasts. It spoke about the rest of the beasts: the Babylonian, the Median, Persian, and the Medes, the Greeks, and the Romans. And he said the rest of the beasts. He said they're going to be prolonged for a time. To do what? To go into slavery. All of them is going into slavery, but the one that's going to get the deepest foot up their ass sideways with a fire foot are you Edomites. You're gonna get fucked up real bad.
deviate from the big picture, you devils are still going into slavery.
So Revelation 13:9 and 10 is talking about, first and foremost, it's talking about Rome. They enslaved you, you're going to enslave them. They killed you, you're going to kill them. They took your women, you're going to take their women.
There's no way around it. You know, well, that scripture don't mean that. Are the nations still going into captivity? Are the heathen still going into captivity? Is Esau still going into captivity? And that big oaf, that big blockhead, that big Pillsbury Doughboy, Prince of the Power, that demon, that dude.
Yeah, Wendy fucking Williams. I call him Prince of Darkness. He ain't no prophet.
Is a straight up devil. All right, that's Wendy Williams. This fucking guy, does he even go out on the streets?
No, he don't do nothing. He just talks shit.
You know, just sitting behind it, probably eating Snicker bars all day and Cheetos, talking shit behind the
You want Sneaker bar? Inside joke.
computer. Most I gonna kick motherfuckers like you, man. Go ahead.
I had a precept.
Catch your ass.
I had a precept of what you said. You know, basically, it's Esau's time.
Yeah. Knuckle shot.
Lamentation 4.
Oh, let's go. Let me. Oh yeah, it's Esau time.
You know, Esau time.
That's a lesson or a series.
You know,
You're not gonna be acquitted, dog.
the Lamentation 4:21. Rejoice.
You got it too.
God, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. You know, the spirit hit you.
Come.
The cup also shall pass through unto thee.
Right. The cup. What is the cup? The cup is slavery. The cup is gonna pass on to you. You know, we had to drink of that cup. You know, matter of fact, we're going to have to get that too. We had to drink.
The cup is the missiles. The cup is captivity. The cup is us putting a fiery foot up your ass sideways. The cup is beating the shit out you. The cup is making you work from can't see to can't see.
That cup. So you're going to have to drink it. Matter of fact.
You want to go to that?
Yeah, let's get that because, you know, just to. Let's see, Jeremiah 49 and 12. You know, just to show what the cup is for those that may not be familiar with it.
Yep, Jeremiah 49 and 12. For thus said the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunk it.
So who's the they that's dealing with Israel? We weren't supposed to drink of that cup. What cup? The cup of slavery, the curses, being, you know, in subjection
We drunk it because we broke the laws.
Under these nations. Go ahead.
And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished?
Right. So are you going to go unpunished here? And then when you read up above that in the 7th verse, it says concerning Edom. So you Edomites, you think that you're going to go unpunished? Here it is. We're the apple of the Most High's eye, and He punished us. But it's you, the nobodies, the bases of all men, that the wicked, and the Lord ain't going to get your ass? You wanted to say something?
Yeah. He had the audacity to act like, you know, judgment is not going to come upon him. He's the actual wicked. You know, which we received double for what we've done. You know, we went off. You know, we knew better, but we didn't. We went off, but that was all by design.
We knew better, but we didn't do better.
I was going to say that.
Hey, as Karen said in Goodfellas to Henry Hill, she said, "You got some nerve." nerve. Well, Esau, you got some nerve thinking that you ain't gonna go into captivity. With all the wickedness that you did, and the king of Babylon, the cruel Lord, we're gonna rent him out. He gonna be rented out to everybody. Gonna get a piece of his ass. If you know what I'm talking about, ask somebody.
You know, it was all by design. So all of a sudden, Esau, you're the wicked. You've done all this evil on the earth, and now these scriptures don't apply to you.
Man,
come on, man. Come on, man.
Come on, man. That's the audacity of these devils.
And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Like there's a question mark there.
Mm-hmm.
This is a question that you Edomites shall ponder. Okay. Yeah. Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it.
And you're gonna drink it down. Matter of fact, go to Obadiah verse 15. And you're gonna drink it, you're gonna gulp it every day, huh? The only time you ain't gonna gulp it is on the Sabbath, but you're gonna be licking your wounds on the Sabbath.
And on the high holy days. So you'll be looking forward to the Sabbath and the new moons, which is a dark moon.
There's nothing to say you ain't gonna have, nightmares, trying to sleep. Hey, remember Job? He said, when I think the couch would comfort me, that terrifies me in my sleep, or something along those lines. So you ain't gonna escape. It's gonna be a long, hard 1,000 years for Satan.
Sir, and you're not gonna have.
And them days are gonna be longer too, especially in the summer. The summer gonna be long. You're gonna be out there. You're gonna be out there.
Even
puffing and a puffing.
When they say when you're busy,
mm-hmm.
you time flies.
Right.
Time flies when you're busy, when you're having fun. Time is not gonna fly for the Edomites. Time's gonna slow down.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Those hours gonna be long hours too that you're gonna be working.
Oh yeah.
The only break you're gonna get is the Shabbat, the Sabbath.
That's it.
And that's just because Lord's righteous.
And the other high holy days. We ain't gonna make them work on the Passover. We're not gonna let them work on the Day of Atonement or any of them days. New moons are not gonna have to work.
Yeah. It's gonna be the long dog days of summer, as they call them. And you ain't gonna have no fucking like that movie with Mark Wahlberg with that Planet of the Apes, when you had that bitch that looked like Janet Jackson. She liked you and she tried to make it easier for you.
Yeah.
No sir, ain't gonna be none of that shit. You ain't gonna have because the nigga woman gonna be in order in the kingdom. She gonna be fucking you up.
Obadiah verse 15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen.
Right, that's the day the Lord brings his vengeance of destruction. Go ahead.
As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee.
So all you gotta do, you want to know what your future is, look at what you did, and that's what your future is gonna be, but double.
It will look what happened to Jake. Look what happened to us.
Yep.
All the things that happened to us, minus all the demonic shit, like butt breaking and shit
Yeah.
All that wicked. We ain't gonna do none of that.
Adultery
and all that. Doing that weird shit. But outside of everything, we're gonna experiment on you, Esau.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna be lawful. Okay.
That harsh shall meditate terror.
That's it. All right, and you're gonna receive double. Okay.
Yeah, because this shit ain't right, man. These motherfuckers inject us, Jake, and when I say us, say Jake, with all different type of cancers and all kind of shit, and fuck Jake up and experiment on him. And
well, you got Israelite camps that say it's all right. Major Israelite camps that say it's all right. So, what do we think about them? We think they sold out too, just like Tazadakia.
Be able to get our lick back.
Come on. The scriptures say that it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to those that trouble you.
That's right.
All right, what is that? 2 Thessalonians?
Yep. 1 and 6. Yep.
For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you're going to receive everything that you've done, destroying, mainly focusing on the Israelites. To hell with all the other nations, but even the other nations are going to get a lick back too. They're going to be jacking you up too. All nations are going to be over you in that day. So the Moab, they're going to be beating you over the head. Ham will be beating you over the head. You're not gonna get a break. The trees are gonna come against you. The animals are gonna come against you. The sun is gonna come against you. Because here it is, you trying to block out the sun. You're trying to destroy the sun. Okay, so everywhere you go, the earth is gonna come against you. Okay, you're gonna be actually. Scripture say that you're gonna be chased out of the world. You know, and that's when you're ultimately after you serve your 1,000 years of hardcore bondage, and that's gonna be hard for Esau too, especially the elites from being in this opposite state and never having to work a day in your life, never had a bad thought of like damn anxiety or how am I gonna make this? How am I gonna pay this bill? How you got pains in your body, your stomach hurt, your back hurt. You never had none of those problems. Okay, you have more than your heart could wish to being the lowest of the low, being in pits. Okay, wondering if you're gonna survive that day. Okay, and then the same people that you hate and you oppress. Okay, and all the things that you have done to them, all those things are in the remembrance of the Israelites that's gonna be beating your ass.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And then you're gonna have the nation, they're gonna remember all the shit you did to them. And you got them to contend with. So you through.
And also, see, because there's a lot of things that Esau has done that we don't know he has done.
Facts.
The Lord is going to open and reveal. That's why the Lord's anger is going to be upon us. You know? He's going to say.
No. When you finish that, we're going to have to go to Isaiah 56.
Yeah, it's not based upon our anger. It's based upon the Lord's anger. That's Ezekiel. Let me go to that. Give me a second. Ezekiel. And I will read this in the NLT. In the NLT. Okay, this is an NLT, Ezekiel 25:12. This is what the sovereign Yahweh says. The people of Edom, or the Edomites, the descendants of Esau, have sinned greatly by avenging themselves against the people of Yahweh. Now, when did they do that? When they were the Romans. If you go back a year, 2 years, 3 years, and you put in the Romans descended from the Edomites, you get all kind of information, mainly by rabbinical rabbis. Rabbinical and rabbi mean the same thing. Rabbi, rabbinical. Rabbis, historians that would say that these are the Edomites. The Romans are the Edomites, and they took vengeance on us. But now if you go there, they take it down. Good luck trying to find it. It said therefore thus. So when did Esau get vengeance on us? During the time of the Roman Empire, and now the second leg of the Roman Empire. It says therefore says the sovereign Yahweh, I will raise my fist of judgment against Edom. I will wipe out its people and animals with the sword. I will make a wasteland of everything from Teman to Dedan. This is talking about America. I will accomplish this by the hand of my people Israel. You're going to use the Israelites to get back at the Edomites. And we're going to get back at them because we're looking for vengeance, and the Most High looking for vengeance. So here it is. I will accomplish this by the hand of my people Israel. When did this happen, Vocab? Because you said the Edomites were done away with. They will carry out my vengeance with anger, and Edom will know that this vengeance is from me. I, the sovereign Yahweh, have spoken. Then it mentions the neighbors of the Israelites, the Philistines, What else? I just don't want to read. Well, it mentioned the Philistines. It mentions these neighbors: the Moabites, the Ammonites, the Edomites, the Philistines, the Egyptians. That's in Isaiah 11. So let's come on back over here. It says, the righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. Exactly. We're gonna have smiles on their faces. We're gonna be happy. You know, we're gonna be in order. We're gonna have many, 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 many wives, and many, many, many children, and much, much gold and silver. That's also in Isaiah. So we're gonna get everything. We're taking it all. We're taking it all.
Yeah, the Lord anger is going to be upon us to jack you Edomites up, man. Because there's a lot of things that you have done that are not revealed unto us, but we know that the Most High, He sees all that, and He's tallying everything up. Okay, so I can go to. Oh, you want me to continue Obadiah? Huh?
Yeah, finish that. Yeah. There's one more verse, and then go to Isaiah 26 and 21.
This is Obadiah, verse 16. It says, "For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been."
That's right. It shall be as though they had not been, because when you're a slave, you have no rights. You know? And then you Edomites, after you serve your slavery, you're going to be totally annihilated, done away with. Ain't going to be not one of you left. You know? But, like the elder said, there's a lot of things that you have done, in the world, that are not recorded, that no one knows about. You know about it, and some shit is forgotten.
Yep.
But the Lord ain't forget. You know where to go, right?
Isaiah 26.
Yep. Matter of fact, I got it right here. Because we're gonna go. Yeah, we're gonna go here. We'll start the lesson. We're gonna start off here, but just go straight to the 21st verse.
This is Isaiah 26 and 21. For behold, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua cometh out of His place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain.
Yeah, so it's going to be made known. Let's look up that word, disclose. It's going to be made fully, like when you say full disclosure. Matter of fact, we got to look that up too. What does it mean by full disclosure? Once we look this up, that damn record in the history of records.
Well, it reached, I gotta stop. Nothing is lost. Okay, like Esau, he has surveillance systems. There's hidden spots, or there's what do they call it? Blind spots. Say you go into a store, people are able to steal things, and if they know the blind spot, they won't be able to get caught on that camera.
Right.
But the angels, there is no blind spot with the angels. The angels document everything,
yeah.
Not only your actions but also your thoughts. Okay, so even if you had evil thoughts towards the Most High, towards His people, that's all being documented.
Yeah, and that's why Esau's trying to be like the Most High. It says the Most High's eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. So they're trying to be like that. Have like their angel is their technology. They're trying to have it everywhere to see everything that everyone's doing.
What you were saying the other day with Palantir?
Yep, Palantir. Yep.
And what does that mean again?
It's a stone, the Palantir stone. I think it's the Palantir stone. And what was that? Lord of the Rings, which is a stone that they had that you could see everything or something like that. Now I never seen Lord of the Rings and none of that, but I kind of like when I heard that company.
Yeah, that's an actual company
named Palantir. I said, damn, that sounds like Senator Palantir. I thought it was a Star Wars, but that's a different. It's Palatine or something like that. It's a different. And then also there was a Senator Palantir, but that was in the movie Taxi Driver. I know I heard that before, but then I said, no, let me type it in, and that's what came up. And I think I put it in the elders comment section. You know, the word Palantir, what it means, where it comes from, and they say that that company actually took that name from Lord of the Rings for that purpose. And what is their purpose? To collect data to see, to be able to see everything.
To see everything. That's it. That all-seeing eye. Going back to Lord of the Rings, they had that all-seeing eye, and it was the ring. It was the ring to rule them all.
Yep.
You know, it says, "And he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors."
According to Wikipedia, Palantir Technologies Inc. is an American publicly traded company that specializes in software platforms for big data analytics.
Five devils that's going to hide. You know, they ain't going to be, you know, that you.
Let me look at that again. Palantir Technology Inc. is an American publicly traded. That means you can buy shares, stocks. Company that specializes in software platforms for big data, Greek for information data, analytics. Headquartered in Denver, Colorado. It was founded by Peter Thiel. Now, who said this? That the Peter Thiel, that they're setting up something. DC. Peter Thiel is going to become the king of DC. Let me see. Let me do this. Peter Thiel. And this is Peter Thiel right here. Give me a second here. Let me get my bearings straight. Peter Thiel and free cities in DC. Don't quote me. This is literally just a rumor. I'm spilling the. Okay. Where did I hear this? I listen to so many things. So instead of giving DC statehood, the president, which is the king of Babylon, give me a second. Let me come on back. So instead of giving DC statehood, the president is considering allowing Peter Thiel to make DC a corporate freedom city, meaning he's going to be the head of DC. Because for years they've been talking about making DC a separate state, which is 3 states. You got the Delaware, Virginia, and Delaware, Virginia, and Maryland, in which you have DC. They can pass those 3 states. It's 10 miles square? 10 square miles. So it would be a city state. So Trump is planning on giving Peter Thiel, the Palantir guy, the city. And he's gonna be king. He's gonna be the CEO. He's gonna be the CEO over that city. And that all goes into the language of the MOTB. What they're gonna make it. They're gonna turn it into a 15-minute city. A rumor about DC being turned over to Peter Thiel to run as his personal fiefdom. Now I'm gonna look up the word fiefdom. That's when you fiefdom. When you go, that language goes into fiefdom goes into the language of fascism. You know, feudalism. So this guy Trump is bringing back the feudal laws. Rumor is that Kravnos wants to hand the city to Peter Thiel as a no irony intended freedom city. It's really a slavery city. Anybody get wind? Also a 15-minute city. Because their plan when they push that chip, they want to have regions, which are called 15-minute cities. Anybody get wind, and you can leave that 15-minute city so many times during a year. It seems highly unlikely, but I just don't know. With all the other crazy shit this administration has done, he's been doing some crazy shit, and seemingly gotten away with. I can't simply discount it as nonsense. Okay, so now let me look up. It says rumor about DC being turned over to Peter Thiel. He's going to become the king of DC to run as his personal fiefdom. Let's look up the word fiefdom. That's an old word. Let's go to the word fiefdom. This is why when it speaks about the king of Babylon, who's the king of Babylon? Who's the cruel lord? My man Nero. He's Nero, and you heard it first from GM. You heard it first from me. You heard it first from Apostle Tahar. Okay? Meaning, fiefdom, meaning. Another way of saying lordship. Fiefdom. Merriam-Webster. Fiefdom definition and meaning. The meaning of fiefdom is an area over which someone exercises control as or in the manner of a feudal, didn't I say that? As in the matter of a feudal lord. How to use fiefdom in a sentence. Cambridge Dictionary. Fiefdom, definition in the Cambridge English Dictionary. An area of land, especially one that is rented and paid for by work. An area or type of activity that is controlled by someone. This is a better definition. The meaning fiefdom is an area over which someone exercises control as or in the manner of a feudal lord. A feudal lord. They're going back to overlords, vassals, and serfs. The poor are serfs. Meaning. Trump is doing what the hell he want to do. A feudal lord is a high-ranking noble or king in a feudal system. Feudal means fees. In other words, it's another way of saying taxes. They're going to tax you. Everything you do is going to be taxed. Who grants land, fiefs, to vassals. Vassals are your middle class. You got your overlords, your feudal lords, your vassals, the middle class, and you have your serfs, which are the poor. In exchange for services like military support or tribute. Tribute, that's what the Romans did. They didn't put, when you go into the history of the Roman Empire, they didn't necessarily put everybody into slavery. What they did was they said, you can keep your land, you can keep your language, you can keep your God, but you got to pay us a tax, which is a tribute. In exchange for services like military support or tribute. Oh, and when the Romans built up their military, their armed forces, they went and got people from other regions. Okay, you're a strong guy, you're going to be in the military. The gladiators, so those are the only ones, one of the only groups that went into slavery. In other words, gladiators didn't say, oh, I want to be a gladiator when I grow up. No, You were put into slavery, and if you had strong muscles, they made you a gladiator to entertain the Lord, the Caesar. In essence, they were landowners with authority and obligations within the feudal hierarchy. You got your king, you got your lords. This is old school, man. Let me do this. King and queen, nobles, knights, and peasants. This will represent the overlords, the vassals. Sometimes you had knights come from the peasantry or feudalism, serfs, and they became knights because you couldn't become a knight unless you had a holy name. They showed you that in the Knight's Tale. They showed you they were going to arrest a guy because he wasn't from a noble name, a family. So sometimes you had the poor come up. They'll become a gladiator, become a champion gladiator. They get the wooden sword from the Caesar, the emperor. Then it would become a lord, and then that way they can become a senate. They can become a council. Most jakes that got into being kings or emperors of Rome were guys that came up through peasantry or knightism or being a gladiator and moving up in the rank. So that's how Jake took it over. Jake, they would win in battle. So Jake said, man, we can beat these, we take these fucking white boys shit. And that's what they did. This is what we're doing right now. You know how many Jakes is popping these Edomite women? Edomite women be fantasizing about Jake. And Esau sees that. So anyway, I'm going in a different direction, but you got to know these terms. You got to know these terms. Let me open this up. That's the king. Fiefs and peasants. Loyalty, lords. Vassals to the king. Middle class, military, which you can move up. And you can kill the king, and you can say, okay, we're going to kill this king, then I'm going to be the guy, then you're going to be right under me. Then you got the serfs. Peasant serfs. Farm the land. Food. So that's part of the system. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm going in a different direction. Let me just go into this, and you can watch the rest of this. Is this it? Watch the rest of this. They were getting down. It's even hard for me to watch all these videos. As I said, I wanted to go to Isaiah 14 and 2, right? So I'm going to go right to the point. When you go to Isaiah 14 and 2, it says, and the people shall take them, and the people shall take them. We are the people that shall take the other people, the other nations, and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel, the Israelites, shall possess them and the land of the Lord, Yahweh, for servants and handmaids. Who's going to be the servants and the handmaids? The other nations. Who's going to be number one on the list that's going to get it the worst? Esau, the Edomites, the descendants of Esau. And they shall take them captives, slavery, whose captive slaves they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Let me go down to this third verse. This is a prophecy that has yet to take place. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow. This is yet to happen, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. Right now we're serving under Esau. Go to the fourth verse. that they is take up this proverb against the king of Babylon. We're going against this system going down, and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased. So we're telling you the downfall of this place. So now let's come back to, and I'm going to get ready to land this plane. Now this is what the Bible Hub says. And we're just going to go to one. We're going to go to the Cambridge. Normally it's the shortest, right? It says in the people, it says Isaiah 49 verse 22, shall possess them. Who are the people that shall possess? The Israelites. Go and read it again from the first verse. Serve themselves heirs to them. Leviticus 25:46. And you shall take them as inheritance of your children after you to inherit them for a possession. They shall be your slaves forever, but over your brothers, the children of Israel, you shall not rule one over another with rigor. You did have master-slave relationship between Israelites, but you can't rule with them rigor. But the other nations you can rule with rigor, harshly. For the idea of whatever chapter Isaiah. Now look what it mentions. It mentions Isaiah 60. You read the whole chapter. Isaiah 60 and 14. Isaiah 61 and 5. Isaiah 60, future prophecy. So they know, Cambridge know, whoever put the Israelites in slavery, they're going into captivity. They're going into slavery. Isaiah 60, verse 10. And the sons of strangers shall build up, the sons of strangers of other nations, your walls, and their kings shall minister, because they're not going to be kings. They're going to be brought down from a lordship to peasantry, to serfdom, shall minister to you. For in my wrath I smote you, the Israelites, but in my favor, because the Most High ultimately going to have favor for the Israelites, and it's now, have I had mercy on you. He's having mercy on us right now. Isaiah 60 and 14. You got to read the whole chapter. The sons also of them that afflicted you. Who's afflicting us right now? Esau shall come bending to you. And that's when you read, and through thy seed shall all the families be blessed. Christians say, through Abraham's seed shall all the families be blessed. That means all of us are going to be blessed. No. When you look up the word blessing, Barak, the word goes back to, one of the definitions is for someone to bow down to the other. The one that's doing the bowing down is not the one that's blessed. The ones that's getting down, the ones that are receiving the bow, they're bowing before you getting blessed. It said, the sons also of them that afflict you shall come bending to you, and all they that despise you, hate us, shall bow themselves down at the soles of your feet, and they shall call you the city of Yahweh, the Zion of the memorial of the Holy One of Israel. We're the city, we're the apple of the Most High's eyes. This is talking about Israel. So who's going to do the bowing down? The other nations. Number one on the list are the Edomites. Isaiah 61 verse 5. Now this is what Yahushua read when he went into the temple and opened up the Torah, the law. He went to Isaiah 60 and he read from the first verse to the fourth verse. He didn't read the rest of the verse. So if the first verse and the fourth verse, he said, this has come to pass. The fifth verse is getting ready to come to pass in our time. Excuse me. It says this, and strangers shall stand and feed your flocks. That's slavery, field hands working on plantations, and the sons of aliens, strangers, shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers. Meaning you're going to be field hands. You're going to be field hands. They shall take them captives whose captives they were. Judges 5 and 12. You can really start at 11. Awake, awake, Deborah. Awake, awake. Utter a song. Arise, Barak, and lead your captivity captive, you son of Abin Noam. So we were in captivity. We're going to put the other nation in captivity. We don't got to read anymore because Cambridge hit it on the nose. So we almost out of here. And I'm gonna keep up on this Palantir. This what's this guy? What the hell is this guy's name? Peter Thiel. He's like a new guy in that super rich. So Trump is setting up a feudal society, old feudal society. You know, lords, overlords, serfs, overlords, vassals, and serfs. That's why he's cutting everything. Bear with me for a minute. So you got to keep your eyes on this guy. Here we go. Freedom cities, which is a feudal system, are an absolute nightmare of an idea, and we should all be in agreement that corporations should not become governments. Well, that's where you get the term, what is it, feudalism. The fasci, the symbol of the fasci is when government and business come together. So these guys can sit, these super rich guys, they can grape and they can have all kind of evidence on them, and they can get out of it because they're on a higher, they're above the law. These guys are above the law. Hey, look, Trump came into office with 34 felonies on him. He had a couple of months before he became president, he was found guilty in a civil case of raping a girl and raping a woman in Macy's. This guy said, I can shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue still. What is he saying? He's above the law. He's not like me, you and me. You do anything, you do a fraction of what he did, you'd be under the goddamn jail. And he's defying, court orders. He's defying court orders. Because he doesn't look at himself as a president. He looks at himself as a king, as an emperor, because he was an emperor. He was loved in the beginning. I'm talking about Nero, and he was hated at the end, and he wound up committing suicide. And he made a statement when he committed suicide in Latin. He said, you're going to lose an artist. In not too many words. You're going to lose an artist. You're going to lose a great man. And he killed himself. See, when you're dealing with these scriptures, you got to understand that reincarnation is biblical all throughout the scriptures. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom on to the next shalom.